Yo, you got the juice now, man. You want it all, the juice. You want it all, 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 the juice. You want it all, the juice. You want it all, 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 you want it all.
Mother finally decides to stand up like a man and throw down.
Yes, we are here for the Sell Abdul Sports Juice Show. I may be a little somber this episode because I'm a lifelong Chicago Bears fan. And man, this was the greatest season as a Chicago Bears fan, just in my lifetime. But it was a good weekend of football. It kind of exposed some people. Some of your favorite players may have got exposed this weekend. Let's start with my Chicago Bears against the LA Rams. It was a pretty tense game. A little frustrating because the Bears, we just couldn't sustain drives and things was just kind of wonky throughout the game. Caleb Williams, Iceman, Superman, probably threw the greatest throw in NFL playoff history. But let's break down what happened here. So first off with Caleb Williams, yes, you see the numbers, and that was the difference in the game. Caleb Williams and the Bears, I had those turnovers. There was a lot of drops. Like I cannot believe the amount of drops I saw the Bears have. Our instant all-pro tight end, Colston Loveland, who unfortunately suffered a concussion. But him and Caleb, they're going to be huge going forward. And really, that final drive, Loveland helped on the drive to tie it to get to overtime. And that's when he sustained his concussion. And then he wasn't out there in overtime. And maybe, Caleb needed that safety blanket because it just... That was a tough interception. I didn't like some of the play calling that the Bears made. And again, Ben Johnson, he's a rookie head coach. So just some of these calls on like 3rd and short, 4th and short, it was just almost too basic. Like the Rams got a pretty tough defensive front. Jared Verse is a monster on the Rams D-line. And my Bears, we just kept running right into that tough D-line. I'm like, why? What? Like, can you trick them a couple times? Or it was just straight up stuffing us on some 4th downs. And so that was just kind of frustrating to see. And then once Caleb got going, that final drive in the 4th quarter, and we had a lot of missed opportunities in the red zone. Like 2 or 3 times we should have had touchdowns. So very happy for my Bears this season. Again, Caleb Williams left us with one final highlight, which is probably, again, the greatest throw. And I'll just say it right now, that's the juice play of the game. He runs back like 40 yards and throws a touchdown to Cole Kmet. Insane. Like, everyone just reacted on social media. It was like, okay, Caleb Williams is just amazing. Just now it's just about, putting together full games. It just wasn't enough. So let's go on the winner's side, the Rams. Again, Matthew Stafford. My Bears defense was dialing up some great pressure, actually. You get Stafford moving his feet, he's in trouble. And they had him in trouble that first half. We missed out on a couple turnovers, a couple takeaways. The Bears defense lived on that all season, getting takeaways, and we couldn't get any. But we generated pressure, some nice sacks, DB blitz, and things like that. So we had Stafford, head on a swivel, neutralized Puka Nacua. Amazing. Devontae Adams had a great catch in overtime to set up the win. And the Rams, the Rams came in and played a tough game. They had some tough running as well. Kyron Williams, I'm a fan of the Rams as far as just the way they play. Now on to the Bills and Broncos. As me lamenting over my Bears, It could be worse. You could go out like Josh Allen did. Man, this was. It was kind of tough to watch Josh Allen go out like this because obviously the Bills was my juice team. You know, when it's time to be Superman, like I mentioned with Caleb Williams, this is only Caleb Williams' second season, really first season under a good coach, Caleb Williams, and so him developing that clutch gene and giving the team the chance, the whole time, but still making mistakes. That's Caleb Williams. Josh Allen, you should be beyond all this reckless stuff. So it's just very weird to see him, and we'll talk about another quarterback in a little bit in a different game, where y'all not second year dudes. Josh Allen, you're the veteran. And so just to see again, just these mistakes cropping up, misreads, he was missing throws, again, stuff that I'm expecting. Okay, Caleb, we'll be back. Josh Allen, bro. This league, just from the draft class of 2024, you got 4 quarterbacks from that draft class that's already pushing teams in the playoffs, already making divisional rounds. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, who we'll talk about in a minute here, Drake May. You got 4 quarterbacks that are ready to start carrying their teams. Josh Allen, you may have missed your window. This opportunity. These other teams are getting better, and unless the Bills drastically upgrade possibly the defensive side, I think the Bills need to get back to getting a strong front seven. Kudos to the Broncos. I've grown to respect Bo Nix. I'm going to apologize to Bo Nix because I wasn't familiar with his game. He's a gamer, and he has good coaching. Sean Payton, whether you like Sean Payton or not, he puts Bo Nix in the best situations. And Bo Nix had the juice play of the game, that touchdown pass to Marvin Mims, great touch, and that really showed, because the Bills stop him there, the Bills close out and win that game. And Bo Nix, trailing by 4, uncorks this perfect throw to the edge of the end zone, and boom, I was like, okay, Bo Nix, you got the juice, bro. I was just like, okay, the Broncos are probably about to be a problem. And then you find out Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle, second to last play in overtime. Tough loss. Again, he's from the draft class of Caleb Williams, 2024, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. Bo Nix, Broncos, the team they built, they're a little more leaky on defense than they should be. But again, you was facing a great offense with the Bills. And so when your defense don't have their fastball, you need a quarterback that can make those throws. And I just got to admit, I can't just openly doubt Bo Nix anymore. Texans versus Patriots. Before this game, I would have said, oh, Josh Allen had the worst, performance of this weekend. It's just as far as giving the ball up and stuff like that. But still, Josh Allen was still, putting up numbers, right? But you're just like, okay, turnovers, too many turnovers. You probably had the worst performance of the weekend. CJ Stroud said, well, hold my beverage, right? CJ Stroud not only gave you more turnovers or as many turnovers as Josh Allen, but then CJ Stroud equally looked like the worst quarterback in playoff history. That's how bad CJ Stroud. I was high on the Texans defense, and defense all world. You got Will Anderson Jr. on one end on the D line, Danielle Hunter on the other side. They were wrecking shop. The Texans defense, their secondary is great. They got great tackling linebackers. Their whole entire defensive unit is like historical level defense, the Texans. And all you need is a competent quarterback. And that's what they had when Mills was playing earlier, with Davis Mills. He was playing earlier this season when Stroud was sitting out, and the Texans was going on a run. swarming people on defense, competent quarterback play. We've seen teams like this in the past. The 2000 Ravens with Ray Lewis and the crew. You had Trent Dilfer, right? I believe as your quarterback, right? Buccaneers. I think they did it a couple years after that. I think it was a Brad Johnson or something. Just you had all-world defense with Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch. You know the Buccaneers had. They really should feel like C.J. Stroud robbed them of a chance, because this Texans defense was good enough to carry them. They could have carried them like possibly to a Super Bowl and really compete. That's the level. I saw a crazy stat because C.J. Stroud would just the numbers 20 of 47, ridiculous. 4 interceptions, just looking incompetent. Just looking at his facial expressions is what upsets me more than anything. But it was a stat. They said every time C.J. Stroud turned over the ball, the Texans forced a 3-and-out or turned the ball over every time. So Stroud's giving the ball away. The Texans defense comes in and stops the Patriots immediately. It says, Stroud, here's the ball back. You know, let's go do something. And it just never got going. And that first half, like, it should have been an option to say, hey, let's bench C.J. Stroud and go win this game. Because the Patriots, let's get on the Patriots side here. Drake May, the defense neutralized him. Drake May was in the conversations of MVP, and they neutralized him. He still ended up with decent numbers. As far as, he didn't go crazy throwing the ball too many times, but, he had a great percentage. 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. He had some fumbles because that defense was swarming. And Drake May, he had the juice play of the game. That pass to Booty for the touchdown. Great touch, and also great snag by Booty on that play as well too. Juice play of the game, Kayshawn Booty. So Drake May, when you're under the rest right there from a historical defense, Drake May was just trying to survive, but he wasn't hurting his team too much. They were stripping the ball. They were doing everything, but it's just he was opposite of a terrible quarterback, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud lost himself money. He didn't just lose the team the game. He lost himself money. 49ers versus Seahawks. Sometimes it's one of those games where it's like, I don't need to spend too much time on this game. Just off the gate, out the gate, juice play of the game, Seahawks, Rashid Shaheed returns the opening kickoff, and the Seahawks get the opening touchdown, and they ended up being enough points to win this game. As they won 41-6. They were up 7-0. The game was pretty much over then. Seahawks has, again, when you're talking about championship level defense, I think the Texans defense overall was better than everyone this year, but the Seahawks has a great defensive scheme as well too. And that was just a story of this game. On offense, the Seahawks, Sam Darnold didn't even have to do much. Again, just manage the game like CJ Stroud. Like this is how you're supposed to play when you have a all-world defense. Just take care of the ball. The Niners, on the Niners side, again, it just wasn't enough. They lost so many bodies. Losing Kittle last week, I thought would have doomed the 49ers then. They gutted out against, an unfocused Eagles team and got this far. The Niners did. And Brock Purdy was just trying to do everything. Their running game just doesn't exist anymore. Brock Purdy was a leading rusher when you have a team with C-Mac. So just the defense, the Seahawks defense smothered the Niners. And again, it was over from kickoff. So interesting games. Again, we'll do a separate video for a championship, the championship round. But as we see the matchups that we have again is Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Broncos. Going to be very interesting. We'll go through the tail of the tape. Right now, since we're at the Final Four, my juice team is already out. But is there? And this is the qualification to be the juice team. Like anyone, like if you're the number 1 seed, you're kind of expected to win, and sometimes even a 2 seed is kind of expected. So it's not even about juice. You're just good, right? The juice team is, again, I always go back to those Eli Manning Giants, where a team just puts it together. You're on the road sometimes. You have a quarterback that's just making just enough plays, a feisty defense, and you kind of have that look in your eye. Right now, the current juice team that I would say, and I think the only juice team remaining is the Rams, the LA Rams. They went on the road. They went into Chicago territory, freezing cold, and the Rams out-toughed the Bears in the trenches. And that's a feisty defense. I mean, the Rams, they got a lot of talent, obviously, on offense. Stafford just managed to not give the ball away. He had a couple almost fumbles, couple almost interceptions. In extremely cold weather, that gives you the juice team of the moment. And I would say I think they have a great chance to go into Seattle and win. And that's going to be that really sets up to be the best game of the year for the NFC, in my opinion. Well, obviously, I would have loved to see my Bears do some Cinderella stuff, but the Rams Seahawks. As a football fan, yeah, I'm looking at every snap of that game. Right, that's going to be a really good game. We'll see what we got. I was having a lot of fun covering this NFL stuff, and it's not going to stop just with the Super Bowl. We're also going to be doing some NFL draft coverage, free agency. Looking forward to my Bears getting the better guys in the trenches on the defensive side. I'm looking forward to that. And coming back and ready to slay everyone next season. So it'll be more NFL coverage. And at that time, we may transition to doing more basketball, college, and pro as well. We got March Madness coming up for college basketball. We got the NCAA college football championship. So it's gonna be some stuff to talk about. So for sure, appreciate those supporting the Sub Dual Sports. This was the Juice Show. Till next time.
Yo, you got the juice now, man.
You want it all, the juice. You want it all, 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 the juice. You want it all, the juice. You want it all, 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 you want it all.
Brother Brownlee decides to stand up like a man and throw that.